Am I the a-hole for getting my boyfriend arrested? I'll just get straight to it. I'm a college student and this is my last semester until medical school. I've never been able to get a loan, so I've worked 5.5 years to get this degree because I have to pay out of pocket, so it takes way longer. I've worked 2, sometimes 3 jobs at a time and barely had a social life. For this upcoming semester, I reached my goal for tuition, so I quit one of my jobs so I could relax a bit. I was a server/bartender at 2 bars and had an office job, so I always have cash hidden in my apartment in my closet in a box. And before the semester starts a week or 2 before, I deposit it so I can pay my tuition. My boyfriend sometimes stays over while I'm there or when I'm not. Since I've been saving for the semester, he's the only one who's been over. I've never told him about the box, but he knows I have to pay for school. Well, yesterday night, I got home to put money in the box because I was gonna deposit it today and it's all gone. I freaked out and tore my apartment up, thinking I put it somewhere else knowing I didn't. I called my boyfriend like crazy. No answer. I didn't sleep last night as I was panicking. Then this morning he finally calls me back. I'm yelling at him about my money and he's acting all confused and like I'm crazy. He comes over and I'm still angry. After a while, he finally admits he took it so he can borrow and that he'll pay me back. Where the heck is he gonna get $14,000 from in 2 weeks? I went into a rage and called the police and reported a theft because that is what he did. Well, it's been hours now, but I guess he got his phone called because his family has been blowing my phone up, and his mother has said some really hurtful and racist things to me. They've been harassing me for the past 6 hours now. It is stressing me out even more, and I hate that I'm feeling bad for him. But he stole my money that I've been saving for months. His brother did call and he was respectful and said they'll help him pay it back, and I should just go to the police station with him and tell them I want to drop the charges. But I really don't believe them. I could do that and never get my money back still. I don't know what to do, but I hate that I'm contemplating doing this. I'm just really angry and have been crying all freaking day. Now for the top comments. Do not drop the charges. $14,000 is a huge amount of money. His family are lying. They are not going to pay you back. Your boyfriend's first response was to lie. He only admitted a theft afterwards. They will take off and run, and you'll never see him or any of them ever again. Why would you drop the charges? He stole from you. He deserves to go to prison. Also, if you do drop the charges, it's possible that any insurance you have will be nullified. You might be able to borrow money from somewhere, but they would need to see evidence of your ability to save money. You'll need a police report number as part of this application. If his family are banging on about paying the money back, tell them that they can sell one of their cars ASAP and pay you back, as courts usually charge interest on money judgments. Not stay home. Not stay home. Break up. Press charges. Get your money. Stop keeping $14,000 in cash in your closet. I'm not saying she deserves it. She clearly doesn't. But it seems like an unnecessary risk with no upside. Not stay home. Very sorry that happened to you. You could tell them you'll drop the charges as soon as you get your $14,000 back. And then don't drop the charges. Just block them all and move on. Do not drop the charges. He stole from you and you have no guarantee that the money will come back. If his family really want to help, they can pay the money back to you so they can tell the judge he has made restitution for a better sentence. The trust in this relationship has gone out the door and it is over. Block his family on your phone. You do not need their abuse. Before you do, if you have any messages from them, save them and ask the police for an apprehended violence order to prevent them from mistreating and threatening you. This. OP, please pay attention to this. Also, I'm so sorry this happened to you. In addition to dealing with the police, etc., reach out to the administration at your school and let them know what happened. Hopefully, they'll be compassionate. And at the very least, defer your tuition payment date so you can start classes as planned without paying late fees on your tuition. Who knows, maybe there are scholarship dollars or a bursary they can help you out with. Also, I am so incredibly proud of you. Working your way through school like that is not easy, and you did it. I've already made an appointment with my advisor and financial aid for Monday. I'm hoping they don't drop my classes. Thank you for the kind words. It's been hard, but I know the end result will be worth it. Next story. Am I the a-hole for calling my ex-wife spiteful, selfish jerk after she tried to convince me to sell our late son's apartment? I'm 54 male, my ex-wife is 52 female. We have been divorced for over 15 years. We had a son together, Michael, who passed away this May at 22 years old. He was a firefighter and died at a job. Michael's girlfriend Ilhan is 21 female and is pregnant, due in October. Her very conservative parents kicked her out for getting pregnant outside of their religion. My ex was never fond of Ilhan and very reluctantly agreed to share the cost of an apartment with me when I said we should help them out with a deposit and the first few payments for their own place. This was just weeks before Michael died. Ilhan stayed in the apartment after his death. I told her already I'd help out in any way I can. My ex approached me a few weeks ago and asked me to sell the apartment and get our money back. I told her Ilhan really needs it and deserves our help. We both have more than enough money. My ex asked me to sell many times in the past few weeks. Last week, we got into a fight about Michael's estate. She wants to sue Ilhan because she doesn't think she should get anything. She again asked me to sell the apartment. It's still in both our names. I told her I'll just pay her for her share of the apartment and let that be. She gets her money then. But she said she doesn't think Ilhan should have the apartment. I told her she's a spiteful and selfish a-hole who cares about the money, and not her daughter-in-law and grandkid who literally will never know his dad. She cried, called me an a-hole, and said I am insensitive about her loss. Not the a-hole. Morally, and I'd imagine legally, Michael's unborn child is entitled to Michael's estate over anyone else. The estate, yes, but the apartment is in my ex's name, so it's not part of the estate. Morally, it 100% belongs to Ilhan and the baby. Not the a-hole at all. You even offered to buy your ex out so you can protect your daughter-in-law and grandchild. If your ex doesn't take you up on that, it will be fairly obvious that is not actually about the money, but about your ex's prejudice towards Ilhan. Hasn't Ilhan been through enough? Kicked out of her family, lost her partner while she's pregnant. Now your ex wants her to be homeless? That's messed up. You are a wonderful father, and you are honoring your son's memory by helping out Ilhan. Not the a-hole in any way, shape, or form. I'm so sorry for your loss. I really hope that having Ilhan and your grandchild in your life will be a healing presence for you. Thank you. She's an amazing young woman, and I'm sure will be an exceptional mom to a lucky little one. And you, sir, will be a great grandfather to your grandson. He will grow up knowing that his grandfather will always have his back and protect him and his mother. He will love you and look up to you. Not the a-hole, brother. Your ex is either really going through it rough or they're truly awful. I hope it's the first one. I got no context for losing an adult child, but my intuition is that if I lost someone like that from my life, and the person they loved can still be in my life, I would take that opportunity all day and twice on Sundays. I would cherish it. Losing Michael was by far the worst experience of my life, and I can say with complete certainty that nothing will ever come close. Having Ilhan here, having had her support through this time, has been life-saving. And knowing that in a few months, a little bit of my Michael will come back to life, makes me completely smitten. Next story is titled, Am I the a-hole for refusing to put my fiancé on the house title after he kept handing me empty pens as a prank? I, female 34, have been with my fiancé, male 37, for 3 years. Getting married before the end of this year and recently moved in the house that I inherited from my mom. The house is in my name, and it took a lot of talking and convincing from him to have his name on the title as well. Now, honestly, part of me doesn't think this is a good idea, at least not right now. Maybe after marriage? But anyway, I've decided to go ahead and put his name on the title so he could go ahead and start contributing towards mortgage more and lighten my burden a little bit. We've made appointments, decided on which form of ownership we were basing this on. When it was time for me to sign the deed, my fiancé stopped me and gave me a pen saying this pen was his lucky pen and told me to use it to sign the deed. I took it and tried to sign, but turned out it was empty. He was like, "Oh, I must have forgotten," while laughing, and then pulled out his other lucky pen. I took it, tried to sign, and that one too was empty. Honestly, seeing how he was laughing, I figured he was messing with me, but he swore he wasn't, and pulled out another one of his lucky pens. I tried that one too, and it was empty. My fiancé started cackling, and I felt humiliated, especially with how the gentleman next to him was staring. I got angry and asked him what that was about, and he said it was a prank. I asked, "Really? Did you really think this was a time for pranks?" He was like, "It's all right. You can use a real pen now." I pushed the paper away and said, "You know what? Never mind, because I no longer want you on the deed." He lost it completely, saying we had a deal and I can't back out of it just like that, and that it was a stupid joke that I took too seriously. We had an argument and I refused to sign the deed, at least not then and there. At home, he blew up again, saying I was the one who delayed the process, and that he already gave me a real pen and all I had to do was sign the damn paper and get it over with. He accused me of looking for an excuse not to have him on the deed, and started a silent treatment saying there's nothing to say till those papers are signed. Did I really take this too seriously? Now for the top comments. Not today, Hall. Red flags all over. 1. He pressured you into putting him on a deed? That's weird unless he has selfish motives. My husband literally suggested he not be on the title to my car to maybe help with the insurance costs. Because we're gonna be married anyway. Why does it matter? 2. He is very immature. You don't behave like that at a serious time like that. He wasted everyone's time. 3. He blew up at you for correctly chastising him instead of acknowledging his own fault and apologizing. 4. He's giving you the silent treatment, which is an extremely toxic thing in relationships, and yet again immature. 5. He's more interested in getting access to your property than how you felt in the situation. Hun, I implore you to not put him on the deed. And depending on if this behavior is normal for him, I'd give a long and hard thought on if this is really what you want for your future. Not to mention that he went out of his way to humiliate and belittle her publicly when it came time to signing. It wasn't just a prank. It was an extremely petty way for him to try and assert power over her and make her look and feel like the lesser person in the arrangement when she is, in fact, the opposite. This reminded me of my paternal grandfather. He would pull crap like this and act like it was funny. He was also an abusive a-hole to my grandmother, physically and verbally. He was always belittling her and treating her like she was stupid. She was miserable until she ended up in a nursing home after breaking her arm. She refused to cooperate with physical therapy because then she couldn't go home. She literally was happier there than living with him. Hope you don't end up like my grandma. Not the a-hole. You're the a-hole to yourself. He's gonna take half of your house when you break up. Don't do it. Agree. It's like you have a safe full of money in your house and he's asking you to hand over half. You're not even married and this was yours alone before you being a couple. This is not something you built together. It's yours. Don't do it. Yep, they shouldn't be signing a deed. They should be signing a prenup that says the house is hers and maybe they will share in any appreciation, since he will be financially invested. Now for the last story. Am I the a-hole for not wanting to financially contribute to my boyfriend's home repairs even though I live with him? I, 25 female, live with my boyfriend, 28 male. I'm in grad school and work from home full-time. He works full-time. I make $60,000 a year. He makes $200,000 a year. We split bills 70-30. 20% of my income goes to paying for grad school since I have a bartending side gig that I use to cover the expenses of it. We moved in together into an apartment that we both chose, and things were fine. But then when the housing market started getting really bad, he got anxious about not having property in his name and bought one. I didn't really care since we're not married and he can do whatever he wants with his money. Forward a few months and our lease is ending and he waits until 3 days before to tell me we have to move out. They already leased our units because he didn't renew the lease, and we move into the townhouse he bought. I'm an avid DIYer, and my mom is a general contractor and previously an architectural engineer, so I've done tons of home improvement jobs at my mom's house and my childhood home on my own. Kitchen, bathroom, backyard, flooring renovations, etc. My boyfriend is now upset because I told him that not only will I not do any of that at his place, that is only in his name as it should be, I also won't financially contribute to renovations. It would be different if there was structural damage or things in need of fixing, but he just wants updates because the townhouse has all of the early 90s finishes. I have enough on my plate right now with both jobs, grad school, and hella debt. I'm not going to play Bob the Builder in my small amount of downtime, especially when I will never profit from it. He said I'm selfish, I don't care about him and has been acting weird since. Am I the a-hole? Edit. We split all bills 70-30. I pay 30% of every single bill, including mortgage, HOA, and property taxes, outside of grocery and pet care, which I pay 100% of. This doesn't include our personal bills such as car payments, /insurance, /health insurance, etc. I did consider marriage and a future together before the surprise move. Now I'm not as sure. I've told him that, and before we ever closed on a property, we discussed that I would not have anything to do with the rehab projects outside of recommending contractors and materials because I have too much on my plate. Half of his work time is spent golfing to network. I think this is the perfect time for him to learn a new skill himself. I didn't have a say in the location. Style edge anything regarding the townhouse. I don't consider it ours in any way, shape, or form. It's in a city where I'm an extreme minority, and I've already made it clear that I'm not willing to live here more than 2 years. Not stay home. He sprung a move on you with 3 days' notice? He's asking you to financially contribute to a property you don't have any stake in? He's calling you selfish when he makes triple your salary and you're in school and working full-time. Be careful, OP. Yeah, I've told my mom everything so that she knows if I ask for money to move out in the case of an emergency, we have a plan set up. I don't know. Ever since the last minute's move out, I haven't trusted him very much. He claims he just forgot to renew the lease, and with the price hike our apartment did, it only made sense to move. I agreed at the moment because I don't want to think about it and had exams, and it does save us both more money. But I would never agree to live with a man on a property they own in any other case. He claims he just forgot to renew the lease, but also was simultaneously purchasing a condo at the same time he was forgetting to renew the lease. And never once mentioned finding a lender, tracking down all his pay stubs for pre-approval, touring houses, putting in an offer, or scheduling an inspection. Girl, your mistrust is well placed. I don't know what his endgame is here, other than assuming he had a built-in free contractor, but I'm side-eyeing him hard. Not stay home. You have a ton on your plate already. And to be honest, it's his place. He could tell you to leave tomorrow and you'd be out the money and the work. Exactly. That's why I refuse to. With my mom's properties, it's different. I'm her only child and they'll be mine one day no matter what. And if we break up, I have a place to go live rent-free. But if I helped to the percent that he wanted, I wouldn't even be able to save any money. It would literally leave me with less than $250 a month to spend. My boyfriend tested me by faking an affair, then got mad I didn't forgive him. I, 26 female, have been with my boyfriend, 28 male, for almost 3 years. We've had our ups and downs but always came back stronger, until last week. Out of nowhere, he left his phone face up on the couch while he went to shower. A message popped up from a girl I didn't know. Last night was amazing. Hope your girlfriend didn't notice. Face blowing kiss emoji. I froze. My heart dropped. I felt like throwing up. I didn't say anything until he came out. Then I handed him the phone and said, "You want to explain this?" He laughed. Then he said it was a test. A test. He had his cousin text him pretending to be a side chick to see how I'd react if I thought he cheated. His reasoning? If you really trust me, you wouldn't jump to conclusions. I lost it. I told him that was emotional manipulation, not a trust experiment. He got defensive and said I failed the test by not giving him the benefit of the doubt. He's been sulking ever since, and even said maybe we're not compatible long-term if I can't understand his sense of humor. My gut says this is insane, but he's so convinced he did nothing wrong that I'm starting to question myself. Is it me? Now for the top advice. Are you sure it was a test? That sounds like it could be the lame excuse of someone who got caught cheating. Either way, run. He either 1, cheated, 2, is gonna keep doing stupid little manipulative tests to test your loyalty, or 3, wanted to make sure you'd forgive him for cheating so he can gauge how loyal to be in the future. None of those scream partner of your dreams. I don't think it was a test. Never known anyone to do that, but I have heard of this excuse before. He cheated and is a master at manipulating and lies. He had to have cheated. I don't believe him. Like, test him then. Nobody would want to stay with a partner that cheated on them. If it's an open relationship and you agreed to that, then sure, but it sounds like it wasn't. He sucks either way. If it was a test, is the outcome to see how you react if he really did cheat, and you should be okay with that behavior? I still don't think it was a test. I think he actually cheated. If this was my boyfriend, he would be gone. I'm too good to people and caring to be treated like this. I hope you feel the same about yourself. We all deserve respect and love from our partners. This guy sounds like he's mentally ill, a master manipulator, and just a terrible future husband. I would be done. My partner and I love each other too much to pull that nonsense. He's either insane and doesn't care about your feelings, or if you get hurt. Your partner should be your best friend and absolutely care about the type of day you are having, never want to see you sad or down, and help cheer you up. I would never be okay with hurting my partner. It would hurt me to see them so sad. Or he actually cheated. Doesn't matter which one it is, honestly. If he actually tested you, then he's not all there in the head. You need a loving and real man, not some mentally ill baby to be by your side. Speaking as an early 40s male, if this is the crap your 28-year-old boyfriend is pulling, GTFO. Run and don't look back. He is an immature little boy still. Don't waste your time and emotions on him. Exactly. Immature, and probably not all there in the head. Find a real man who cares about you when you feel grief. Just you describing how you felt when you saw that nausea, your stomach dropping. If I or my partner intentionally made either one of us feel this way, it would break our hearts. I never want to make my man's day worse. It would hurt me so badly to see him upset. Same for him, he would never want to hurt me. The perk of having a partner is that you have a best friend, someone to confide in, someone who cares about your emotional being. This is not a good person. I do want to add that it's up to us, ourselves, to make us happy. I would never expect my partner to make me as a person happy, because I personally have to choose happiness. And so does he. But neither of us would ever intentionally hurt each other. Life is hard enough every day. If someone is intentionally bringing you down, then that's a bad person, mentally ill without any empathy or respect for you. Next story. I ruined my best relationship because I can't get over my first ex-girlfriend. General information to this would be, I, 25 male, met my recent ex-girlfriend, 24 female, about 4 years ago. We started dating in 2020. Let's call her Maya. It's been the best relationship I've been in so far. She provided for me, cared, and reassured me. Overall, the most important things to me was she allowed me to be sensitive and vulnerable, something I have never been able to do in any previous relationship. If words could grow a garden, I'd have an entire tulip field if it came to describing her as a person. Overall, the most beautiful soul that has ever crossed my path. She is truly the light of my life. But for some reason, I haven't been able to get over my very first high school ex-girlfriend. I don't know if it was the tumultuous nature of the relationship that left me with extremely confusing feelings. I was not loyal in that relationship, which resulted in 6 to 7 years of being on and off. I am not proud of my infidelity, and that person is no longer who I am today. I can't seem to get over her, even if I know Maya is my first love and the one I would kill for. Before anybody says anything, I have never cheated on Maya. That thought never crossed my mind. Maya has caught me searching for their socials various times throughout our relationship. I never meant any harm by it. I get curious, but I know it was hurting Maya. I had done this one last time, which resulted in Maya breaking things off with me about a month ago. We have been no contact for 4 to 5 weeks now. I miss her so much. Her daily routine was intertwined with mine. I was okay the first week or two, but the third week hit, and I haven't been able to control my emotions. I'm not here to receive any scolding, as I am doing that to myself. I truly want advice to help me through this. I know Maya is the one I want, and it pains me that I ruined this. She has blocked me on everything. What will help me move on from my high school ex-girlfriend? Why can't I? Now for the top advice. I'm not here to receive any scolding. Then what exactly are you here for? You know people are going to dog on you because you've been hung up on your high school ex-girlfriend for 4 years during your relationship with your first love and the one you would kill for. For the record, cheating doesn't have to be physical. It sounds like you were still emotionally invested in your high school ex, and I'm not so sure that if she actually did somehow pop up in your life, you wouldn't reach out to her, seeing as how you're borderline trying to stalk her socials. Advice: have better self-control and work on yourself. Speak to a therapist about your obsessive tendencies and fixation on this ex, whom you weren't even loyal to, cheated on, and treated like crap. The irony is that, after spending all those years having a very one-sided emotional affair with his first girlfriend, his next girlfriend will need to endure him having a very one-sided emotional affair with the perfect Maya. I don't want a relationship. I want to be alone. I just want to work on myself to get to a point where I can feel confident enough to reach out to Maya. I acknowledge that I need to be single for a while. I'm not going to scold you, but I will be very blunt though. Leave Maya alone and get therapy. You seem to have some obsessive tendencies that are only going to hurt her in the long run. The fact that you, after cheating on your high school ex, obsessed over her to the point of ruining your current relationship means there is something in you currently that needs a lot of introspection and personal growth. Consider your relationship with her dead. I honestly don't care how much of a different person you think you are. She deserves someone who can wholeheartedly meet her in the tulip field, not someone she has to constantly look over the shoulder of to make sure your eyes aren't wandering. She doesn't deserve that anxiety. Sometimes the cheating is due to different root problems than simple narcissism and being a pathological cheater. OP sounds like a self-absorbed, but also self-sabotaging man. He does need to seek professional help if he wants something to change. Next story. How do I reassure my ex-girlfriend of my feelings? My ex-girlfriend, we'll call her Amber, 30 female, and I, 29 male, were together for 9 months before we broke up. Before that, I was with a girl, we'll call her Caitlin, for 3 years and then another year on and off. Caitlin and I just clicked. I met her because we were both regulars at the smoothie spot I go to. I go to the same smoothie spot after the gym every day. They know my name now, LOL, or used to. My ex Amber bought me a smoothie maker when we were together, so I just use that now and add my protein and creatine in it. When I tell you Caitlin and I just had an insane amount of chemistry, 1, she was absolutely fine. I mean, people would tell me, your girl is bad all the time, LOL. What I liked most of all, though, was the intellectual and philosophical conversations we had. When we would see each other at the smoothie place, we would talk for like 2 hours before she said, "Take my number so you stop holding me up." We started dating, and I was madly in love with her. I loved talking to her, the sex, and being around her. But she wasn't the most honest person. She would lie about where she was and who she was with. I eventually found out she was cheating on me, and to my credit, I tried to give it another shot. She cheated again. Even after that, we had this on and off again relationship, and I felt like every time I tried to move on, she would come back. I know she loved me, but she will even tell you this. She self-sabotages because she's scared of the love she feels for me. So when I'm about to move on, it's like, oh no, it's really over. And she comes back, but then self-sabotages again. So last year, I started dating this girl. She lives in the same apartment complex I'm in, and I met her at the pool. I can't swim, and she joked that it's because of my muscles. It's hard to float, and was teaching me how to swim. I asked her out, and we were together for 9 months. She did so much for me. Caitlin never bought me anything or paid for anything. Even on my birthday, I paid for both of our stuff. Amber is not like that at all. She spoils me rotten. She's probably the sweetest girl I've ever met. But Caitlin and I had history. Caitlin apologized to me, and she didn't even know about Amber and how she is ready to be a wife. Not a girlfriend, but a wife. She unlearned the self-sabotaging behavior. It's not that I didn't love Amber, but Caitlin and I had the history, the philosophical talks, etc. So I needed to see how it would go, because I always felt like I would marry Caitlin. Well, Caitlin cheated again, and I realized I'm done with her. At first, I still had pictures of us on my phone even when I was with Amber, because I just thought Caitlin and I would end up together. I deleted all of them and blocked her on everything. I gave it my all, but I just don't have it in me anymore. I can sleep at night and can fully give to Amber. Amber and I still live in the same complex, but I think she's moving soon. She was supposed to move in with me at the end of her lease, and that would have been now, but 3 months ago, I broke up with her for Caitlin. But when I see Amber now, she's cold. She will say hi but is very short with me. And today she was mean. When I knocked on her door, she told me she's not going to be my consolation prize until Caitlin comes back, and to get the heck out my face with that BS. She never raised her voice at me, and she's normally very sweet. She did text me an apology message for cursing at me and raising her voice, and I appreciate that. I do want to talk to her and just express that she's not a consolation prize, and that I'm all in. Any advice is appreciated. Long story short, you messed around with a habitual cheater, one that constantly lied to you, probably convinced yourself that you were in love with her due to her personality, but when in reality it was likely because she was a baddie and fine. Nothing to do with personality, but rather looks. On and off with that woman for years. Then you started dating a new woman, and things were going fine. Yet, the ex hit you up and you dumped her immediately for your cheating ex. And shocker, got cheated on again. Now, you want to go crawling back to the other girl who you dumped because someone else came along? Surprised that she is mad and not interested in what you're selling? Is it really a surprise to you that she is now cold? I hope Amber moves on. I can't in good conscience provide advice on how to win Amber back, because what you did here was underserving of a second chance. Can't be dumping people for others and using them as a placeholder and fallback option. It's gross. But the philosophical conversations, Limau. Look, at this point you just need to respect Amber's wishes and give her space. You've broken up, and you're not going to get another shot. Even if I don't get another shot, I do want to just reassure her that she was never a consolation prize, and I hate that she feels that way. The best way to do that is to respect her wishes. She told you to go away and stop talking to her. Show her that you can listen and actually do it. She also texted me apologizing, so I'm not sure if she is just apologizing about raising her voice and cursing at me, or if she wants to have a no-pressure candid conversation. So she'll be punished for doing that as a woman, because you apparently take that to mean she didn't really mean no. She said she doesn't want to talk. An apology doesn't change that. It's not a secret hint to ignore what she told you. Stop trying to violate her boundaries. Last story. Told a married woman's husband that she was sexting my boyfriend. I'm 24 and have been dating my boyfriend for about a year. He works in a smaller office where everyone is super close, always grabbing drinks after work and texting constantly. I never had an issue with it, until a few weeks ago when he started acting sketchy. He was always glued to his phone, stepping out to take calls and flipping his screen over when I'd walk by. One night he fell asleep with his phone unlocked, and I saw a bunch of messages from a woman he works with. Her name's Bree. They started off kind of flirty and escalated into full-on sexting. She sent pictures. He sent them back. They talked about hooking up but not getting caught. What really set me off is she's married. I found her Instagram and sure enough, she posts pictures with her husband and their toddler like everything's perfect. So I messaged him. I told him everything, sent screenshots, and let him know this wasn't just a misunderstanding. He was shocked and thanked me for being honest. My boyfriend lost it. He said I completely overstepped, that it wasn't my place to ruin her marriage, and that I've now made his job miserable. Some of his friends are saying I went too far and should have just left it alone. But honestly, if I was being cheated on, I'd want to know. I didn't lie. I just didn't protect someone who didn't deserve it. I would want to know too if my partner did that. Also, did you spell X wrong by accident? Or are you actually still with him? He's 100% my ex now. The second I saw those messages, it was over. I'm not sticking around for someone who hides things and then blames me for the fallout. You're a smart gal and did exactly the right thing. When you cheat on your spouse, you cheat on your kids. Hooray for you. You did the right thing by telling the husband he deserved to know, and I really hope that you dumped your cheating boyfriend, because you deserve better. Don't listen to anyone else but your own conscience. You saved that man a lot of heartache down the road and showed him who his wife was. Thank you so much. That's exactly how I feel. He deserved to know the truth, and I wasn't going to protect people who clearly had no problem hurting others. And yeah, I'm done with my ex. I deserve someone who respects me. It was a crappy thing to do to Bree, and it is exactly what she deserved. You're not her friend. You're the woman whose boyfriend she was sexting while she had a full-on family oblivious at home. No, F her and F your ex-boyfriend. They're terrible people, and I am so sorry that they did this to you. There's no moral high ground when it comes to reacting to your partner's infidelity. It is humiliating, heartbreaking, and absolutely crushing to find out the person you love has been playing you. You did the best thing you could, which is letting her husband know what's happening behind his back. You're amazing. 10 over 10. I hope Brie and your ex never live this down.